Yo, 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 another day, another adventure with your homeboy Jermaine. And today's vlog, today's video is going to be a little bit different. I wanted to talk about something that I talked about with a subscriber via Facebook Messenger. And, this subscriber just asked a very simple question. Jermaine, what has been the biggest difference that you've noticed from like traveling in the Middle East, like traveling in Israel versus Europe? And I thought that I would just talk about that for a minute, because I talked about this with this subscriber, and he thought it was very interesting, and I think maybe you guys will probably think it's very interesting too. So first off, I want to point out something about Israel really fast. Before traveling to Israel, before booking the flight, I was kind of nervous about going to Israel, just because I thought that maybe I could have problems. Maybe I could go there and like get profiled and, random bag checks and stuff like that. Because I don't really know of any other travelers except for Jewish people that go to Israel. I know travelers that go to India, travelers that go to China, travelers that go like all over the world, but I don't really know anyone except for like Jewish people that go to Israel. So I was kind of weirded out, like, okay, should I go? And I was thinking, yeah, I still want to go. I still want to see the Holy Lands, still want to see the holy sites and everything. So I'm still going to go. Right after arriving to Israel, I went to customs, where they stamp your passport and all that. So they're looking through my passport, and I have a brand new passport, so that's kind of fishy. Like sometimes countries, when you have a brand new passport, they wonder, like, is this your first time traveling? But this is totally not my first time traveling. I'm just traveling to Israel on a fresh passport, because Israel is kind of one of those tricky countries. I'll talk about the whole passport situation and the whole stamp in the passport. I'll talk about that in another video. I'm standing there talking to immigration. They're asking me all these questions about, what are you doing in Israel? Who do you know in Israel? Can we see photos of them? Do you have them on Facebook? Let me see this, let me see that. Like, they were just asking me all these questions, but it really didn't last very long. Maybe they questioned me for, I want to say, maybe 7 or 8 minutes, which was not incredibly long. Like, I met other Jewish people in Israel, and they told me like completely different stories. Like, one girl said that they questioned her for more than an hour, and I also met this Jewish guy that like literally looked like, is Jewish, is all outdoors, and he said that they detained him for over an hour and a half, just questioning him over and over and over. So, like, that did happen to me. Like, I was only, questioned maybe 7 or 8 minutes, and no big deal. Like, I was, free to enter the country, and, traveling throughout Israel was amazing. Like, I feel that Israel was a little bit biased. I did meet locals that had a vacation house in Israel, but they also lived in like North America. That was really awesome that they were able to show me around, and they speak like English just like I speak English, and it was just a really awesome experience of Israel, and I just had a blast. And then leaving Israel, definitely I did go through a little bit of problems with airport security, but everything was cool. Probably return back to Israel someday, very, very soon in the future. Now, let's talk about Europe on the other hand. Now, Europe. So, flying from Tel Aviv to Amsterdam was not that bad of a flight. I arrived, got my passport stamped, entered the country really fast, really simple. But I noticed, like, I don't know, like, this was maybe my 5th or 6th time going to Amsterdam, and for some reason, I just wasn't feeling it this time. Like, I really wasn't. And I think it was just the weather. Like, it was incredibly cold one of those days, and it wasn't like really, really cold, but it was really, really windy, and I was just bummed out. And I really like Amsterdam. It's one of my like favorite cities in the world, but like this time I don't know, I just didn't have fun there. Like, it was just really cold and really windy, and like I kind of got sick a little bit when I was there, so my throat was hurting, and I was just sort of bummed out, but no big deal. Like, I'll definitely give Amsterdam another shot in the future. But then after leaving Amsterdam, I went down to Paris, and Paris, yeah, I don't know, I did not have a good time in Paris. I don't know, just like, you know, even the border patrol thing. I noticed that. I noticed, like, hey, he's only stopping and questioning certain people on the bus, you know? Like, you know, they're looking at everyone's passport, but they're spending, like, much time with, like, certain people, you know? And I noticed that, like, you know, these two people behind me, you know, he just, like, glanced at their passports and just gave it back to them. But, like, me, like, you know, he asked me questions, where are you going afterwards, blah, 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 blah. But the guy next to me, you know, he looked just like me, and it was, like, the same thing. But then the guy across from us, it was, like, no big deal. He just showed, you know, his passport, gave it right back to him, and walked away. So I did notice that. And then I also noticed that, like, it seems to me that there's, like, a lot of tension in Paris. Like, it seems that there's a lot of tension there. I don't know from what, because I don't live there, but just being there, like the struggle is real. Like, I don't know, maybe if the economy is, like, not so good there, but, like, it did not feel like a wonderful place. It didn't feel like, definitely did not feel like the city of love, like what a lot of people imagine Paris is. Like, I did not feel that at all when I was there. Paris felt like a very cold, grimy city. I was very surprised that I went to, like, one clean bathroom in Paris, and it was at a Starbucks. And every other bathroom that I used in Paris was filthy. You know, I don't know. And then it's like sometimes the French can come off as being rude people. I mean, if you've traveled to France, you probably know exactly what I'm talking about. But, like, they have this sort of arrogance, and it's, I don't know, it gets old really fast. And I could only take, like, 24 hours of Paris, and I'm like, get me out of this city. Like I gotta go. And like I said, I've been to Paris, like, a handful of times, and this time I just did not have a great time. And all the other times that I've been there, the weather hasn't been, you know, glamorous. You know, a majority of the time that I've, you know, went to Paris, they've been, like, 24-hour layovers when I'm going somewhere else. You know, and it's just like I stop there for, like, you know, 24 hours. Like, I'll try to book a layover, like, 24 hours. That way I can leave the airport, roam around, explore the city. You can also break up the jet lag a little bit if you do that. I mean, it really doesn't make that big of a deal when you're going, you know, a 10-hour difference. But if you're going, like, an 8-hour difference, and you have, like, you know, a stop, you know, maybe halfway, like, if you get out for 24 hours and roam around and do stuff, you can catch up on sleep a little bit faster. That's one thing I figured out from bouncing all over the world. But yeah, so the difference is, and then Spain is, I'd have to say, I really like Spain. This is my first time ever traveling to Spain, so this is definitely a new country. It seems like the happening spot down here. It kind of seems like the happening spot down here. Now, food in Paris, food, let's say food all over Europe, has really been, like, 50-50. The food in Paris was just horrible for the most part, except for the Chipotle I had, which was as American as you can get, you know, just going to Chipotle and getting a bowl. Like, you just really can't go wrong there. The French bread in Paris was good. I'm definitely not going to knock them on the French bread. But all the other meals that I had in Paris were, like, I can't wait to leave this place, you know? It was just like the food kind of sucked. Now, here in Spain, it's been a hit or miss. Like, I did find this little Chinese spot that I really like a lot. I've been hitting up. I've been going there, and I really like their bowls, and their bowls are maybe, like, $12, you know, with a drink or a water. So I've been going there frequently because they have, you know, very, very decent vegan options. So guys, I want to make today's video a little bit different. Just wanted to, you know, just talk about, you know, one of the conversations that I had earlier with a subscriber about the differences between Israel and other parts of Europe. I mean, I'm definitely not, you know, hating on Europe. I'm not knocking Europe, but just my experience this time wasn't, it was just very, very different. However, Spain on the other hand is, oh man, Spain is all in my favor right now. I'm really digging Spain. It's definitely a country I could definitely see myself returning to in the future, and I would, yeah, totally recommend you guys hit up Spain, especially in the summer. Norwegian Airlines has very, very cheap flights, by the way, especially leaving from Oakland. I actually saw flights for around $312. This is round trip, but this is also not including a bag. So if you want to pay for bags, that's going to be a little bit extra. Why do I sound like a commercial? This is not a paid sponsorship. I'm just trying to get you guys to freaking get out, get going traveling. But anyway, thanks a lot for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and yo, peace out.